Life's a total glitch, ain't it? Just a kid grinding for X. Then bam, treated like a lab rat by fancy tower creeps. After 7 years of pure lag, he hacks the system and goes full god mode. Let's rewind the clip too. A massive sky tower. Inside, total scream fest echoing. Boss's voice yells, "Wake up, tutorial's just starting, no quitting." Then, injected more juice, cueing a serious rage scream. Guy notes the timer. 461 seconds. We're winning. Looking like a ketchup spill, the test subject gasps for air. Someone says, "This noob is built different. Chained in Bolmar Tower, just hanging out while nerds cheer, cause the potion actually worked this time." Eyes blurry, he checks the map, knowing he's in the Empire's boss level, barely moving, thinking, game over. Man, surrounded by weird gear, asking, what's the point? Staring at ants, wondering how a genius ended up trashed. Ant moves, voice goes, nice. Meds hit hard, making his face twist like a cringe meme. Yellin' chip, while glowing purple, messy hands shaking, begging for a pause button. Tower boss hates the noise, wants the stats later. Minion nods, hang in there, breathing on manual mode. Wonders why he's dying in his dream spot. Irony? Much. Dude grabs his face, telling him to lock in, asks mockingly, "You, good Verdun. All brain, no magic skills." Weller spills the tea. They're farming his life force. Tells him to act. Smart again, like say something clever. Genius. Minion laughs, he can't even crash yet. Someone else asks, "Hello, you still online?" Weller pushes, "You deaf, or just ghosting me?" Aunts escape. Boss yells at the interns for being useless. Calls them idiots. Does a rage stomp. Thinks Verdun's a bug. Can't even break a chain. Perfect. Loot drop. Then drops a bomb. Rallin, his BF, got a scholarship here. LOL haters, mocking his squad. Verdun's confused. Crushed ant on the floor. Smirks bitterly, finally getting the plot twist. Research kid tries to talk. Weller's like, "What's that, bro?" Verdun rages. "Sure, this mess is cause he's too weak. The whole dumpster fire started 15 years back. Orphan kid with big dreams joined the tower as a grunt to chase clout. Spoiler alert, that dream totally flopped. Why? His stats were trash. Rank 1 max. At 7, the magic test said nope, 0 talent. Dream crushed instantly. But Vern was stubborn, still wanted to be a wizard. So he snuck peeks at grimoires while doing chores. Read every book in the lib. No mana, no problem. He had brains. Years flew by, and with his smarts finally noticed, he snagged a research gig. Buddy said he was a total genius. Even Master Bro would be shook. That is when he just knew his brain wasn't just good, it was gal. He told Lucart, "Thanks, but I gotta verify this thesis first." "Got a bad vibe though?" asked. "Did anyone else see this?" Lucart swore he was the only one with his BFF's hype. Verdun thought he could finally go pro and ditch the grunt life forever. But then he screamed, "That's mine," explaining how it vanished before the deadline. Then Lucart stole the credit. Balro, the big boss, asked if he really wrote the Dimension theory stuff. Said it was too epic to ignore. Vern stuttered, "Yeah, let me explain the whole mess." Boz looked shook at the sudden truth bomb. Turns out, nobody even knew Vern existed. He totally regretted snitching to the boss. Balro smirked, creepy lob. 2 days. When it's dark, Verdun thought, if I just bailed back then, I could have chilled for the next 7 years. Instead, he got locked in the boss's creepy lab, who mocked his grit and cranked up the crazy tests. Day job, grunt work, night job, human guinea pig, made to draw circles, prove his theory, shoot drugs into his veins, and brew potions to see what happens. Basically, his whole life belonged to the tower now. Total torture. No one believed him. Plus, they threatened his crying, covered in blood. He thought it was game over. Stuck in a cell, helpless. Flashback time. Young Verdun playing with Rallin, yelling for him to wait up. Recalled a mage, calling him grunt, and him clapping back. Rallin was like, "Let's be wizard legends. Pinky promise." He thought, yeah, life could have gone way better. Memories mashed up in his head. If his stats weren't trash, maybe he would have had a cooler fate. Flashback over. He checked his messy red hands again. Boom. Back in jail. Staring at bars. Totally losing it. A hand threw junk down. Voice yelled, "Confess." Bro. Soaked in red. He heard, "It's a wrap." Then the floor. Just a rug of ants. Vernon heard that test noise again. Battery at 0%. Maybe rage quitting life is better. Saw a squashed bug. Voice ghosts. "You really done?" Nah. Question repeated as the bug army bunched up. Revenge vibes. He literally shook. Voice said, "Suck it up. Grit teeth. Deal with it." Then, boom. Rebirth. No more stomping superpower. Hooded dude stood by a shiny magic circle. Voice promised he was gonna smash limits. Fist clenched. Bet, he thought. Moon watching. He thought, ain't over. 7 years grinding to sharpen his revenge blade. Fix that last glitch. Maybe that changes things. Against OP bosses, big brains ain't enough. So he fought fate, hacked his own body code. So, with messy red hands, he started the go-tier hack. Glowing floor circle meant tomorrow equals chaos. Hurt but glowing, Vernon said. Tomorrow, I level up. Hand blasting energy. Body hack complete via near death. Meanwhile, kneeling there, he knew he had to prove it worked. Needed a magic item for one spell, even if he exploded. Intense look. Swore. Next night equals freedom time. Night passed. Dawn at the tower. Plan. Start time. Lock clicked showtime. Door opens. Clean the lab. Lusa voice said. Weller shows up. Roasting him. Spotless by the party. Bruised face. Vernon just stared. Silent treatment. He walked out. Started scrubbing stuff in the lab. Spun around. You cleaning solo? Someone asked. Rublin? She grinned. He was totally shook. What gives? He asked, and the Gert said, just saying bye to a bestie before I dip. She's off to magic school for geniuses. He smirked. He said good luck, while she gave him a look. Then she reached out. Come with me. No jerks there, she said. Fresh start. Blushing hard, she confessed she just needed a chatting buddy. He smirked a bit, called her name, and vowed to stay put right there. She gave him a sad puppy look. Carriage rolling. She swore she'd write him. Back in the slammer, he stared out the window, thinking she was totally clueless. Rollin had zero clue what nasty stuff actually went down here. He sulked about her ignorance, until a voice sparked. Move it. Now. Even in cuffs, he was glad she wasn't mixed up in his crazy scheme. The big magic fest, hyping the tower build, and magic vibes, made the spot totally pop off today. He crept down the hall, knowing only noob mages were left behind. He knocked, and a voice yelled for him to come on in. The boss guy saw him and asked. Deal Verdun lied, claiming he was sent to scrub the vaults. The grump groaned about permits and called him a total loser. Still, he let him in. Warning, don't break anything, dummy. You got it. The door swung open to reveal the loot room. He swiped a hand over some random spot. Touching a gadget, he focused and turned on mute mode instantly. Going down the glowy stairs, he smirked. Game time, baby? His sneakers scuffed as he went deeper. Boom. Made it. A magic circle and shiny staff sat there. That second circuit was some rare man-made relic, capable of triple casting and waking up hidden skills. He needed that staff and had to hack the protected magic circle. It was a level 7 spell made by the big boss himself. Reaching out with pure energy, he bragged. He spent 7 years learning to hack this wall. The circle shattered with a crazy bright flash. He grabbed the staff and yelled he'd be the destroyer. Elsewhere, booze bottles lay around and someone swore. 2 mages went about guard duty during the party. One bearded dude thought he was taking it like a champ, implying he was too skilled for this. Then the intruder showed. Beardy yelled, more booze, perfect timing. The other guy said once he became tower boss, he'd quit drinking. His buddy cracked up, staff in hand. The new guy looked deadly serious. Beardy hyped himself up about being the future boss. Suddenly the other guy freaked out at the scene nearby. Totally confused, he asked what Verdun was up to. Seeing the staff, he screamed at the kid in rage. Cut off guard, the kid froze for a hot second. Annoyed, the mage grabbed his stick to fix his brain. Then, he cast a level 3 spell, the Titanic Wave. Verdun saw the sparkly doom incoming, and was like, bring it on, magic fingers. He chucked a dirt spear right back at the swooshy spell. Greenhair's jaw dropped as dust and rocks smacked him in the face. Dude flopped, yelling, OW. Wait, you're a level 1 noob? That's illegal. Verdun strolled up, smirking. You surprised? That a lab rat can actually fight back. Mess with us, subjects too much, and you get wrecked. Bro! He posed like a boss near the rune tower while the haters napped in puddles. He looked up, first time seeing the shiny tower heart up close. Right there was the magic battery thingy, thumping away like a creepy glowing organ. Took him 7 years for this epic loot run. He'd drained the juice for his YOLO, heaven defy, failure, whatever. His back was tatted up with crazy magic doodles for this exact moment. Gripping his stick, he knew one thing. Gotta risk it for the biscuit, or never know the ending. Bam! He jammed the artifact into the floor circle. Boom! Supercharged energy zapped him straight to the mains. His body started glowing up with a static Y vibe. Screw the rules, he yelled, as blue stuff exploded everywhere. The tower heart blinked back, lighting the place up like a rave. A huge laser shot out the roof, poking a hole in the sky. Far off, a fancy ride sped away from the fireworks show. Some creeper watched the light show, noting the juice came from the core. Bossman Bessie popped out mad that someone crashed his crib. The boom covered the yard in smoke under the moon. In the mess, a guy hacked up a lung, trying to stand. He hugged his staff, wheezing in the thick smog. Sparkles of energy leaked from his paw. Thought that boom would have nuked it all. He flopped down, tired but stoked. It actually worked. Then he looked up. Uh-oh, bright light incoming fast. 3 blue missiles sliced the air. Someone is definitely crashing the party. Up top, Big Boss Brogue hovered, looking all magical. Floating there, he scanned the wrecked zone with laser eyes. Wondering where his minions went, he reached out, charging up a nasty blue swirl on his fingertips. A blast shot from his palm and face planted into the dirt. Smoke cleared enough to show the survivor guy. Brogue floated down, looking totally ticked off and serious. His peepers locked onto a portal circle on the floor. Major gasped. Gritting his teeth, he couldn't believe some punk touched his tower. Stomping like a toddler, glowing purple, he screamed he didn't care who crashed the party. King or kiddo, whoever messed up his spot was gonna pay big time. Totally losing his chill. He promised to find the troll and wreck them without mercy. He was so salty the sky turned black with a crazy electric storm. Meanwhile, under a sunny sky, some dude was passed out cold. He just wanted to nap, but splashing water woke him up. Then he freaked out because he was totally dunked in water. Super confused, he looked around, clueless about his location, remembering he was on the run. Saw his reflection in the water and literally gasped. He poked his face, totally stunned by the makeover. His boring brown hair was now cool silvery gray. His eyes were glowing bright blue instead of dark. He wondered if he'd turned into a whole new person. Scared the remix went wrong. He remembered that, after the body swap, he teleported out before Balro caught him. So, the spell clearly yeeted him to a random spot. The weird plants proved he was super far from home. A grin crept up as he realized he'd jumped half the continent. He busted out laughing, hyped about escaping with his new bot. Chillin' on wet grass, he pictured Balog raging hard. Can't track him now that the tower is toast, but he knew smashing the place wouldn't end the magic tower for good. Balro, Big Boss, would def bounce back even with 0 minions. So he smirked, ready to level up and get stronger. While the enemy fixed stuff, he threw up his hand and vowed to wreck everything the old master built. Fist clenched, he said his revenge would go down in history. For now, he said, peace out to the magic tower, in his head. Just then, a tiny goblin popped up, hacking at woodlight anew. Dressed now, Verdon raised a hand and cast Windblade. The gust smacked the goblin, who squeaked and dropped. He stared at the body in the messy grass. Even with the makeover, his power felt kinda basic. The remix definitely glitched. His mana and body stats were off. No clue why it failed, which sucked, since he was miles from anywhere. Up ahead, he saw tracks. He crouched to check the skid marks from a cart left behind. He used a mana scan on it, determined to track the owner. A bright blue glow popped from his hands, showing a magic trail winding through the woods. Way off in the distance, a 2-horse wagon was absolutely booking it down the trail. The driver was screaming, hyping the horses to go faster, while completely freaking out. He was having major flashbacks to that gnarly bandit ambush. Talking didn't work, and his hired guards dipped immediately. Total cowards. But the bandits weren't even the worst part. Nope, it was this grinning orc that really scared the life out of him. Luckily, the beast attacked the bandits, instead letting him bail. He sped off, knowing he'd be toast if that orc wasn't busy fighting. Then, a noise from the back gave him the creeps. He thought they were chasing him, so he whipped the horses like crazy. Boom, a wheel hit a log, and the whole wagon flipped. The dude hit the dirt hard, curling up and yelling, cause his back was wrecked. He struggled to stand, totally dizzy, then froze when he saw what was waiting. Creepy glowing eyes popped out of the dark bushes. Red-eyed orcs and goblins stepped out, circling him. Shocked, he dropped to his knees. Can't believe this is how it ends. The monsters crept closer, ready to pounce. He screamed and closed his eyes. Suddenly, an earth wall shot up, burying the monsters but trapping him inside. Up top, his hero stood there, realizing he forgot to add air holes. Oops. A huge orc grinned, red eyes blazing super bright. Verdon looked down. Gotta move fast before the guy runs out of air. He charged up energy and whipped up a fireball. It was his first real fight. The orc roared at the wall, looking hateful. Verdon smirked, hands flaming. Time to test out these new powers. He blasted fire everywhere, torching the nearby trees. He shot fire arrows, nailing the enemies. In the fire, one big orc towered over the goblins. The angry beast roared while his buddies dropped. Then he charged straight at the mage, watching from afar. Verdon spun up magic circles, prepping fire and wind spells. He went dual cast mode to boost the damage. Waves of hot arrows rained down, hitting the goblins. The blasts totally roasted them. Lots turned to dust. Verdine was kinda shocked at his own skills. Back in the day, he couldn't even kill one goblin. Seeing them all dead, he took a deep breath. Better get the guy out before he passes out, or saving him was pointless. But then, a massive creature showed up behind him. He spun around, totally spooked by the surprise guest. He spotted one monster still kicking, dragging a blood trail. Later, the driver got back on the road with his wagon. Connor was super impressed, swearing he'd never forget this. Said Iwa died without help and asked how to pay him back. So Verdon just told him, better keep his eyes on the asphalt, or he'd flip the ride again. Conrad nodded fast. Was the scrap scary? He chirped, but the guy thought he was yapping too much. Still, gotta admit it was kinda sketchy. Spying another beastie still. Kickin', he prepped a zap, hand glowing blue. Whoosh! A wind blade sliced its noggin, right in half. Smirking, he was like, chill. No biggie. Driver asked about bandits. Nah, zero creeps here, came the reply. Peeping the view, Verdon clocked, this was Baron P's turf. Bud claimed he had an in with the Baron, and the goons were already toast. Dooge figured his luck was trash, since the warp dumped him right in P's hood, so he opted to go incognito and level up before the magic tower hunts him down. Zoning back in, he realized he hadn't said his name yet. Grinning Asher dropped his name. Said he'd only rock the handle Verdon. When fighting the big boss, Baron's pad appeared. Some guy gasped at Conrad. Yo, what happened? Conrad L.O. led. Orc, cardio. Shed some pounds running for my life. Guy checked if he was Gucci after the attacks. Conrad was like, not on me, bro. Dude clocked Asher, asking if he was the wizard hero. Can't just chill with my savior standing there. Pronto. He ushered Asher into the castle. Mage bowed, stoked for the threads, grub, and crash pad. Baron P grinned, giving a warm welcome. I'm Henrod, he said, gesturing to a chair. While munching, Henrod asked if it was yum. Total banger, was the reply. Then he offered 5 million coins, but with a catch. Need a huge favor. Straight up, he pitched a gig with sweet loot. Broke and needing XP, the mage was intrigued. What's the deet? Henrod spilled that corpse. Showed up in a nearby town, got wrecked. He added, it was totally bandit work. But zero clues left, like the crooks ghosted via magic. Baron guessed a mage was with them. Guest asked, when do we ride? Chill smile. Henrod said, we bounce in 4 days. Just then, Enoch the knight popped up. I'm the boss of this. Then Harris and young Peric said, hey, introing themselves. He hit him back politely. Stoked to meet ya. Kinda weird offer, but he saw the value. Since it covered his stay and the host wasn't trying to scam him, Mage asked Enoch's squad coming to confirmed there are a lot of venturers. Bossman explained. The crew teamed up because of weird orc gossip. Huge bounty pulled in, even the gold rank pros. These energy-wielding nerds could supposedly slice mountains like cheese. Asur zoned out, wondering why the heck they needed him with 3 pro knights already there. Then Anak begged him to sniff out an enemy mage, raising a totally new question. Why was he the MVP? Boss said level 2 mages equal knights, but their range makes M annoying 2 tag. Instantly, Anak freaked out, realizing this was going to be a huge mess. Meanwhile, the mage paused, eyeing the creepy silent woods. He pointed at a magic circle, getting ready to zap it away. Boom! A bunch of red circles popped up. The squad jumped, confused how this magic junk existed in safe turf. He chill explained it was just camo and a warning barrier. Then he told everyone to back off so he could nuke it safely. His hand glowed blue as he smacked that new red circle. Enoch watched every move. Totally he wondered how the mage hacked those spells so easily. Explorers were guildies doing quests all over the map. Death was always lurking, but skills meant cash and clout. But some got greedy and eventually went rogue, attacking their own homies. Like Vero, who was raging in the woods with his buddy. Both whined about the raid drama and Zero Snack's post-orc attack. Tense vibes. He yelled at the squad to quit loafing and go hunt. Meanwhile, Anakin Knight scouted from afar. Sure, they found the marks and just waiting. The moment boss said rush him, he got cut off. The mage was like, firmly explaining, was sent to countercasters, stressing that they gotta scope the enemy, cause a stronger foe means game over. Though worried about the bandits' next moves, Anik shut up, watching his pal think hard. Soon, the mage said he had a hack for this mess. Same time, the rogue boss Windeville Sean about losing a minion. His ally was like, bro, think of something else. The bandit got salty cause a wild orc wiped his crew, remembering when he deleted a guy for loot back in the day. Trying to fix it, he suggested rushing another village, but his pal said, nah, the Baron's mad about the Bodhies. Plus, he warned about their weak stealth magic and how close Smart City was. They were chatting about raiding when energy ripped the air. Shocked, Varga realized flames were closing in everywhere. A huge wave of fire swept through, showing a magic circle around him. The crooks realized magic busted him, not luck. The magic attack went wild, tagging the squad in the chaos. Bro screamed in pain, face messed up, gripping his staff tight. Leader panicked, rushing over to find him floored and hurt. He realized the mana shield was weak and totally backfired on the caster. Mage said he'd handle the ops after draining their juice. Commander listened close. Bandit boss raged cause the Baron wants M dead for hiring a wizard. He vowed to wreck the noble's plans and attacked. His sword clanked against Enoch's heart. Super salty, he swore to mail their heads to the Baron. Nietzsche's L.O. Lee, daring him to try it. Vilshin tried to dip, but got blocked by a dirt wall. Shook. He saw this level 2 mage could chase without flying. The chaser asked why he stayed, watching him prep ice arrows. Hits landed hard. Enemy thought the weak mage was cooked. But wrapped in fire, the kid prepped his comeback. Loads of fire arrows. Spells crashed, causing a huge magic boom. Smoke cleared, showing a giant crater under the sky. Hurt the bad guy. Couldn't believe he picked the wrong fight. Still, he thought, he could solo win and bail, despite the odds. Fire Mage glared, saying no way was he escaping. Seeing that grit, the enemy admitted, the kid's got skills, praising his confidence and spells. Raging, he thought the kid never imagined losing here. Then he yelled the spell name. Falling ice, summoning huge ice chunks everywhere. Ice crashed down, but his rival stayed chill. Suddenly, a giant energy cube blocked the magic. Shocked, the Ice Mage was left, speechless, confused, how that was even real. Dirt pillars shot up, smashing the ice to bits. Stunned, he saw the kid stopped, his best move. Mage raised arms, summoning earth spears all around. Hand glowing, he prepped the finisher. Thorns ripped through the floating ice. Enemy couldn't handle a level 2 mage using level 3 spells. He heard a taunt asking how it was possible. Seeing 4 elements, he realized he'd been played. Totally drained. He flopped down, defeated, staring at the winner. Sun setting. The winner stood over the fallen guy. Totally worth the trip just to learn how to wreck mages. He smirked, looking down at the mess he'd made. Nice. Then, something shiny caught his eye. A weird gem pendant glowing on some creature's neck. A massive, scary orc stood up amidst the absolute bloodbath. 2 days before the trip, he whipped up a sketchy potion from Tower Loot called the Magic Circuit. Thinking back, testing on people felt kinda wrong. But whatever. He injected the green goop anyway. Boom, loud noise, crazy screaming, chaos. But hey, he hit level 3. Total success. Meanwhile, Asher loomed over a corpse, wondering how to flex his skills until something popped up. He zoomed in on a wand. Was this the enemy's gear? He cast a quick appraisal spell on it. Faster casting, stronger ice spells, totally his vibe. Just then, Sir Per rushed over, super relieved his ally wasn't dead. Tough boss fight, but great loot. He checked the scene. A sec later, Asher asked if they won. Nope, boss is still fighting Enoch. As they got ready to bounce, the knight had a question. He asked what happens to the bad guy stuff. He hyped up the fact that they could keep the loot. Thinking of Baron Pie, Asher figured the wand would be perfect for him. Then another knight gave him props for saving the day. He just said it was good Meanwhile, a captive was like, no way Vilchin died. He panicked, picturing his own execution. Nope, not happening. So, he decided to bail. Asher and the knight just watched him. The prisoner lunged and went feral on a guard. He screamed at them to move. Without magic support, he had 0 options left. He vowed to jack a horse and run, charging the knight. Super tense moment. He gripped his knife, totally desperate. But the mage blocked the hit instantly. The guy froze, shocked his plan, failed that fast. Then he got yeeted into the air, totally confused. Fallen, he watched his knife fly away. He hit the dirt and got pinned by 2 soldiers, while the knight roasted him for dropping his weapon. 0 pride. The dude just sneered, mocking him. Pride's for the living, bro. Then he hit his pal with a my bad. For the super cringe scene, Enoch goes, not my style, wish I'd been chill. Asher hype his bro's skills. Then he asked, why spare him? Knight claimed he saw familiar faces. Maybe survivors? Castle trip to IDM, then fate time. Then, a guard yelled to pack up and move the captives. He yanked a Tide dude, fighting back hard. Other Tide guy tried bailing but got shut down fast. As the guy squirmed, the guard swore to wreck him. Asher stepped in. Wait, sensing bad vibes. The guy begged for help. While listening, the guard glowed red, asking, y'all smell blood? Everyone stayed sharp. Something flew at the guard. He blocked fast. Then a head rolled by, trailing gross blood. The squad was shook. What the heck? An orc? No way, they thought. Azure wondered, is that actually an orc? Figured the last dudes failed to beat it. Chills. He sensed dozens of those creeps nearby. Not solo. He realized that big guy was the boss. Looked like a beast, he fought. B4, creepy grin, and huge body. Huge meant evolved. Orcs rushed the squad. Anno yelled, defense mode Gaz. Hit goblins first. Boss orc, L8R. He rushed one and smacked it hard. The hit shook him, hurting bad. Then the orc tried to stomp him flat, but the squad jumped in and shoved it back. Anno saw a chance and stabbed perfectly. Yanked the blade. Blood everywhere. Orc dropped. Squad backed off. The thing was hurting, bloody, grabbed a goblin. Soldiers gagged as it ate its buddy, then spat out a bloody bone. Stood up with evil vibes. Enoch asked, "Did eating that guy heal it?" Looking grim, he knew they were stuck. "Battled him," Enoch yelled as the orc loomed. It chucked its sword super fast. Harris nearly got a free nose job from that blade. He blocked it, but was like, who throws a sword like that? Bad news. The hit turned his sword into literal confetti. Metal sprinkles rained down everywhere. Shards sliced his face. "Hello, bloodbath," Harris shrieked, looking like a total horror movie prop. His buddies saw the mess and totally freaked out. Perek yelled, but the beast popped up next to him. He hyped himself to strike, swearing he'd land it. Wham's sword got stuck in its beefy muscles. He yanked hard. Nope, stuck fast. The orc's huge hands came in for a hug. Boom, something smacked its face just in time. Asher waved Perek over, floating rocks style. Perek slid over. "I'm alive, but we got big issues." Tearing up, he asked, "How do I fight weaponless?" Asher was like, since it ate the goblin, its stats and healing leveled up. Perek recalled going full try-hard to slice it, saying this orc was totally cracked. "Is this thing a boss fight or what?" Asher said, "Nope, super confused." Perek, "No way a normal mob is this buff. It gets buffs by eating stuff," Asher explained. "Plus, it drives its minions totally crazy. More monsters spawn, just great. This thing wrecked knights, built different." A knight got yeeted across the room. Asher just smirked at the danger. "If that's it, weak sauce, not special." Hooded guy popped up. "Normal spells, cap out. Push him too hard, they crash. But one spell, no level cap." Geo. Asher's hands glowed, ready to go. He did the signs. Huge circle appeared. Dust storm central. Soldiers were shook. Two dudes freaked as the earth quaked. They screamed, "We gonna die? Are aliens here?" Oh, tried to chill them out. It's just Asher. But even he was like, ground cracked open. Monster pit revealed. Enoch's crew stayed high. Goblins fell in. Big guys splatted, roaring and bloody. Boss orc was stuck at the bottom. Mad. Asher started a fire chant. Hand flaming. Boom. A massive fire pillar drops from the sky. Third tier flame ball. Perek was hollering hype as he watched the baddies roast. Satisfying, until someone yelled, "Chill out." Asher watched, totally nerding out. So, terrain magic is infinite, but costs way too much mana for 0 damage. Total waste. He let out a bummed aside. Expected way more bang for that mana buck. Lame. Then, out of nowhere, a huge roar shook the ground, freaking everyone out. Bus orc rises from the ashes, glowing red and surrounded by goblins. Perek panicked. Fire didn't work. What's the plan? Asher didn't blink. Cast in again. Wave. Blue light flared. Then whoosh, giant water surge swallows the mob. Perek screamed his name as the mage struck a heroic pose. Asher focused. Multice arrows, plus win. Combo. Move. Floating in a frost circle. He smirked. Time to chill. Literally. A gazillion ice spikes turned the main orc into a pin. Seconds later, the goblins were frozen popsicles too. But the orc didn't care, still charging at Asher like a maniac. Asher figured, regen or numb, doesn't matter. You can't move if you're an ice sculpture. He dodged the lunge. Orc looked creepy with those fangs out. Asher charged a glowing blue ball, serious anime vibes. Blasted the frozen orb right in its face. Beast is frozen solid. Game over, Asher called it. Cut to vent, the super aesthetic Magic City. Two dudes chilling on a balcony. Yo, hear the tea? The other nodded. Sealed tower, core explosion. Sounds kinda fake, one doubted. Mages vanishing, towers acting sus, ... Seems way too messy for just an accident. Haven't felt vibes this bad in forever, he admitted. Mustache guy overheard gossip about divine wrath or sabotage. Smirking cause his theory was spot on. Thinking about tower texts. Someone definitely sealed Bomar on purpose. Self-seal. Nah, he whispered. Attacked for their weird experiments. Suddenly, bam. He spilled his coffee when someone grabbed him. Totally shook. Hoodie grabs him. Say that again. He's like, huh? Hood drops. Redhead. She's intense. Spill what happened? She glared. Dead serious. Tell me, what happened to Bulmar Tower? Scene flip. Squad returns. Cheers. Mission accomplished. The Lord threw a massive party. While hyping everyone's, Winza Nobo goes, wait, where's Asher? Then he clocked the dude grinning across the room like a goofball. Wizard boy strolled over. Am I late to the party or what? Right on cue. The host shoved a drink in his hand. Thanks. Then he blinked. Regular grunts? At a fancy feast? The noble shrugged. Hey, who cares about rank tonight? Anyway, moving on. Those bandits were tough cookies. Total understatement. Mage sighed. With moves like that, they wasted their talent. Totally. My sidekick's digging up the dirt now. Seconds later, the lackey spilled the beans. The baddies, ex-gold rank pros gone rogue. One guy off to Buddy, and the whole squad broke bad. Asher, read the file. So that's why the bounty was huge. Those creeps were straight up nightmares. Without him, they'd be toast. No wonder P was grinning. Then he caught the host staring. Do I have something on my face? Nah. The noble beamed. You crushed the bandits. And to me, he coughed, trying to look cool again. Whoops. The wine's talking, he laughed. Then he yelled. This guy saved our butts and the village. A toast to the absolute legend who saved us. Everyone raised their mugs, screaming cheers for the MVP. The vibe here was way different from stiff magic tower. Just pure, happy chaos. That tower was this place felt like home. Verdun actually felt kind of fuzzy inside. Someone yanked him into the dance floor for the first time. And for once, he cracked a genuine smile. But nobody knew about the absolute disaster going down at the magic tower. Lady Rublin eyed the building. It's still standing, right? Fresh from Vorant, she let out a breath. Thank gosh. Where's Vernon? She asked. The guy froze up, awkward. He didn't speak, just pointed at a crowd near the wall. She walked over and saw the missing persons board. Her face dropped. No way. This had to be a joke. Seeing the photos of so many wizards, she shook her head. No, fake news. She kept hoping it was a typo until she saw his face. Vern, missing, in the energy chamber. Gone. Flashback to when everyone cheered his study trip. Then she remembered the heavy chat right after Verdun had told her, I'm staying in the tower. Ravlin realized that was the final goodbye. She buried her face in her hands, crushed. Despair flipped to rage real quick because she wasn't about to let go. Remembering her bestie made her magic blow up like a glitter bomb. A strict voice said chill while a hand patted her head. She peeked up at Sir Valdic, sobbing his name through the war. Still shaking, she demanded the tea on the magic tower drama. The power core went psycho during the fest, frying every mage there. On top of that, years of nerdy research got deleted and the vault's magic circle got totally wrecked. Basically, every book and artifact got vaporized in the boom. But Valdic dropped the bomb. The biggest L was something else. Subject 77, the walking backup drive for the lost files. Still, he said, payback is on the menu, since they have a lead. Revan instantly shot back. Say what? So the knight explained someone vanished pre-boom. He stalked the guy with magic tech and showed her the receipts. She grabbed the item and instantly clocked the Dark Hour logo. She was shook because those creeps want to rule the world via magic. Valdic admitted he had zero clue how they snuck in, but promised they were behind the mess. To get justice, he started a hit squad and invited her in. In response, she just squeezed her fist tight, glowing like a glow stick on steroids. Seeing her face, he knew she was totally game for the fight. Days later at the Pegasus Guild, a dude thanked Asher for holding. Then the boss apologized to Sir Asher for the recent drama. He said they sent gold pros, but they got totally wrecked. To Asher, it felt like just a random coincidence. Glad he was chill. The boss handed over the reward slip. Asher saw his 24 mil shrink to 12 mil after tax. The guy explained that the 50% tax for outsiders was the law and totally unavoidable. But wait, he hinted there was a legal cheat code. Asher guessed the cheat code was becoming an adventurer. The boss hyped it up, offering him instant silver rank status. Asher passed on signing, deciding cash wasn't his main vibe. With a tiny smirk, he just grabbed the paper. He needed power for revenge, not gold. After 7 years as a lab rat, he was still a mage at heart. As a nerd for mysteries, he ended up in the guild warehouse over in Pedster. He revealed the mutant body he'd dragged in from the fight. Plus, he could totally geek out and study the creature. Checking the body, he was shocked they had a magical freshness seal. But still, the stench was gross, because the corpse was definitely past its prime. Peeping the orc, red eyes and skin were pretty basic stuff. But that ripped mouth and swobod made it a total freak. Clearly, a mutation, not some cool level up evolution. Something bugged him. The math wasn't mathing. Mutation doesn't explain the insane healing or muscle. Then, boom, he spotted a detail he'd missed. The beast had a nasty scar. Weird. Its healing factor fixed burns, but not that cut. Meaning, the thing totally got its healing powers after getting slashed. That cut was likely surgery to buff up a demi-human forced eat. The only way. That realization gave him the creeps. Someone built this freak on purpose. Worst case ever. Days later, Conrad was like, don't walk me out, bro. But the mage insisted. Saving him was the bare mint. Asher felt guilty though, flexing the magic gear he got. Conrad shot back that the loot was exactly what he earned. No biggie. Asher grinned and said thanks. Then they split ways. Conrad yelled back, drop my name at the guild. Trust. Once gone, the mage popped a flight spell and zoomed over the woods. He hit a border town between Pegasus and Martisland. Killing the spell, he snuck onto a street, unnoticed. Map check, only pit stop between the city and barony. He grabbed some fruit and figured, crashing here one night worked for his timeline. Took a bite. Gross. Something was definitely sus. heard folks chatting, and decided to snoop for info. Used wind magic to eavesdrop. Villagers hated goblins. One dude winded the creeps. Jacked their animals, costing them big bucks for help. Asher wondered why goblins were there. While they argued. They start as thieves, but mob up to wreck whole towns. Since hiring heroes was the standard fix, he chucked the gross fruit away. Then they gossiped about a forest monster. I'm listening. Chief said shush, but this guy spilled the tea anyway. He explained that a few days back, Hunter went into the woods to check traps. Heard a boar squeal and spun around to look. Saw a giant-mouthed goblin tearing into the beast. While they panicked, the mage snapped his magic off. Mulling over the intel, he focused on that weird goblin. He smirked, figuring the odds were way too sus to be random. So, he spun around to check out the peaks. Next, stop set. Bam! Magic spear zooms through the woods. Straight into a goblin scout's peeper out. Thing face planted, hard while two peeps lurked in the bushes. I totally bragged about her 6 skills to her. Pal toke, but he shut her down. Easy kill, dummy. Focus. Right after, the squad leader, Iris, grilled mild if he'd spotted any creepy green dude. He pointed at a cave. Monster crib, right there. Sawbone totems. Hobgoblins. Ooh! Iris said, smash those creepy things, and the crew dug it. Then she buffed everyone's eyesight with a spell. M&A gasped. Whoa, built-in night vision. Iris nodded. No torches needed. Total boss move. Gear checked. The gang crept toward the spooky mouth of the cave. Leader froze. M&A was like, what's the deal? Iris said nothing, but felt weird vibes. Stay alert. The woods stayed quiet, hiding a creeper somewhere. Bush rustled. Yep, definitely being watched. Inside, a dim glow lit the way down. Up ahead, goblins were doing some weird ritual by a fire. One totally missed the shiny thing flying out of the dark. Boom, arrow through the skull. His buddy freaked out. The squad rushed in, ready to rumble. 2 fighters jumped in, slicing gobs like pizza. Archer goes easy, but mage snaps, don't get cocky. Fight done. The gang huddled to check the sketchy tunnel ahead. M&A volunteered to scout. Iris said careful. Signal if bad. M&A moved up and saw a hall full of goblin bodies. She frowned. Sore dude asks up, and she goes, heard noises. A shape stepped out of the shadows. Then, a huge beast popped up from the ground. Shocked, the whole crew spun to face the giant. It was a giant mutant. That wasn't in the quest log. Weapon out, Iris yelled cheat. Tank it, and laid out the strot. She told M&I, while Lo and Miles stalled. Archer jumped off a rock. Bow drawn, aiming dead on. Bullseye. Right in the monsters? Peeper. Thing screamed. Locke yelled. Miles shield up. Now, the brothers charged, weapons glowing with energy. But Locke swung and realized ... 0 damage. Mid-swing vibes got weird. The goblin's massive paw swooped in, trying to snatch him. Right then, Iris cooked up a spicy mana bomb. She blasted energy orbs straight into the goblin's gut. Beast stumbled and raged. Then, it literally yeeted another goblin right at their faces. Shook, Locke yelled, friendly fire. M&A screamed for Iris to duck the incoming projectile. Asher played hero from the shadows, flicking the flying body away. Invisible force nudged the gobbo off course mid-air. The dead guy smacked hard. Into the wall, right next to the mage. Iris hit the deck, eyeing the splat. Thwack, another arrow zoomed in. Bullseye, right in the giant's last good eye. Monster face, game over. Squad checked to Iris. She was all good. Confused, she said. The flying gobbo swerved mid-air like magic, saving her face. Finally, Locke said, let's bounce back to the village and get paid. Job done. Asher watched M-dip, muttering, could have been worse. By the corpse, he admitted he'd been stalking them for science. He figured that, unlike the other creeps with ripped smiles, this gobbo was built different. Just a total fail of an experiment. Honestly, Iris told the gang to check for any Asher clocked that the mage was mana-sensitive. She totally sniffed him out earlier. He sighed. 0 intel. Gained from this loser. Then, a voice jumped him. Some dude walked out, claiming they crashed his party. Iris asked, who's asking? And told him to back off. Guy said he's the janitor of this mess. They wrecked. Said the beast doxed itself building a totem. The brain hack didn't stop its instincts. He asked if the squad saw the gobbo acting. Silence. He sighed. Prof's gonna be mad. Fixing the glitch. He said everyone here gets deleted. Squad instantly squared up for round 2. Iris went. You so. Guy nodded. Only way to shut you up. She tried promising they'd zip it. He was like, nah, you're not walking out. Smirking like a creep, he admitted he just wants screams. He walked up, asking, who's dying first? Suddenly, a voice went, actually, it's you. Guy laughed, calling it a bluff. Wait, the voice came from behind. Spun around fast to spot the Asher stepped out, Screams, death. A bit extra, bro. Guy crouched. Ash smirked. You fakin' tough? Glowing with mana. Ash grinned. Right? He walked up, wasn't gonna butt in, honestly, but kinda had to interfere now, or the squad gets toasted. Also, test subject, super rude. And who's this Professor Crete? Caretaker glared. Who are you, kid? Ash ignored him, charging a mega spell. Whatever. Stay on. The guy spat, lunged at Ash. You are so dead. Ash fired a barrage of fire arrows. Dude sliced them all, like Fruit Ninja. Blade hit Ash's shield. Shield popped. Blastin'. Mana wave that yeeted him back. Landed Ease's legs were glowing buffs. Ash saw the speed. Okay. Changing tactics. Fast casting. Guy admitted. I'll go faster. Jumped off a wall, aiming for Ash. Ash mixed wind and ice. Double trouble. 2 elements. Dude looked shook. Ice storm. Incoming. Pretty slick move. Guy dodged like a pro gamer. Vaulted over. Miss me lose. Ash just stood there chill. Energy blade wished over his hair. Ash did a matrix. Leon missed. Everyone gasped. Mages can move like that? Boom. Ash lit himself on fire. Huge explosion right where the guy stood. Then, rain started pouring. Dramatic much. Enemy realized he got baited. Won't fall for that twice. Ash grinned. No traps. Fine. Wizard mode? On. Ground shook. Iris yelled as earth shot up. Stone elevator going up. Confusing everyone. Stopped. Iris realized it was map editing. In PvP? Crazy. His mana bar must be infinite, she thought. Never seen moves like this. Guy mocked. Flying away. Coward. But oops. He realized his foe didn't just lift himself, but the whole squad too. He clocked it too. Late fire melted the ice, making a puddle right there. Asher reached out, looking all dramatic. Caretaker looked up, confused. Iris was glued to the show. She knew that vibe. Lightning magic? Asher fired a tier 3 zap. Usually only 4 profs. The power was wild. He barely kept a lid on it. Shook. The caretaker yelled. Who even are you? Fire, ice, wind, and lightning. Bro was floored. Iris cast triple. He's mixing elements like crazy. Boom. The hit kicked up a massive dust cloud. Finally, the smoke started to clear. Haze gone. The mage landed smooth as butter. He grilled the caretaker about that weird orc. Then asked, are all these freaks linked to the professor? Wrecked. The guy realized Asher ended the orc. Smirking creepily, he asked if the kid was from the Ark. The Ark? Asher looked totally lost. Guy waved it off. Never mind. But Asher pushed for the prof's location. Super curious. Ignoring the risk, the guy started spilling the beans. Twisky tried to take Asher out, spitting something nasty. Last second, Asher threw up a magic shield. He got the intent and prepped a final wipeout spell. Bummer. His hunt for clues was a total wash. Whatever. He focused on the job at hand. He strolled over to the adventure squad. Looking dark and glowy-eyed, he dropped the news. Ice cold, he said. You guys answered to me now? Back in town, Iris said she obeyed and got paid extra. She said the payout was just 1 point. 2 million allocated to hush up about the goblin. Dio done. Asher tossed her a coin bag. Keep it. She paused, shocked, but he said, it's your cut. Then he asked the gang to roll with him tomorrow. On the way, Iris grilled him on magic nerd stuff. After entering, Asher scanned the streets for a bank. Others went to report. Iris got stuck playing tour guide. Since he wanted to sort his cash and open an account, she suggested, City Hall first. She led the way, bragging she knew Marty's inside out. From afar, the squad noted how chill he was. First stop. City Hall, the spot for reward cash. Guard at the door, tried playing bouncer, blocking Asher for lacking legit IT. Baron P's note fixed it instantly. Inside, a suit hyped him up, saying he's famous. Turns out, the dude's lived where? Asher beat those bandits? Surprise! Guy even printed him a new ID card. Boom! Bank account opened. Zero drama. Kept his Viant stash secret to avoid Tower Master drama. Better safe than sorry, right? Hit the smithy to turn his weapon into a staff. Smith said 3 days tops for the Jobin loaned him a temp stick. Iris asked, why a staff? He was like, used to brooms, LOL. Next stop, Marty's public library. Iris teased, want magic books? Might be too hard for ya. He just wanted the basics. How many? She quizzed. Asher grinned. Literally all of them. Librarian freaked seeing his book tower. Asher swiped his card. Delivered to my hotel, PLZ. Librarian did a happy dance, biggest sale ever. By sunset, Iris was totally dead on a desk. Still reading. Panting, she asked. Done dragging me around. Yeah, enough for today, he shrugged. Simple. Wait, she didn't know his name, so she asked. I'm Asher, he mumbled behind a book. Call me whatever. Cool, let's drop the formalities, she agreed. Iris seized the moment to ask about why he was in that cave. He paused, thinking hard. Finally, he lied. Just chasing some guy. She nodded, seemingly buying it. Then she connected the dots with his professor question. Asher sighed. Didn't learn much, but long day, you should crash. She offered to guide him more, but he said, nope, outside. She waved, night, see ya tomorrow. Walking off, she cheered, work's finally over. Flopped on a bench. Weirdo, she muttered, but she admitted his magic skills were insane. Unlimited mana. Knew more theory than most profs and could actually teach to cute enough to be popular, for sure. But talking to him, stiff as a scarecrow. She facepalmed, totally weirded out that his face kept popping up in her brain. Finally, click dude's the wildest mage ever. A total unicorn of talent. Hype mode on. She'd grilled him about elemental magic, first thing tomorrow. Just then, a huge boom in the distance totally broke her focus. She spun around. Total nightmare-fueled the Lorax Hotel was a giant fireball. Instant panic. That's Asher's crash pad. Inside that inferno, some guy was just casually hovering. Iris gawked at the scene, eyes practically bugging out. No way. It was Asher. His eyes were glowing like crazy. Totally wild vibe. In the lab, Hootie told Four Eyes that Surgeon had kicked a bucket. Who did it? Hootie replied. Found some nasty attack magic residue. Hearing that, some rondo? Smoked Surgeon. The boss yeeted a vial at his face. Don't play dumb. Giving him a death stare, he demanded. Spill it. Who wasted Surgeon? Hootie shrugged. Haven't I DD'd the killer yet? Boss? He groaned about Surgeon, then snapped. What about the guinea pig? Minion nodded. Surgeon and the subject, poof, gone without a trace. Prof flipped out. You didn't flatline the killer too? You had one job. Suddenly it clicked. The goblin, Surgeon, and those silent subjects from the Baron, all connected. Experiments almost done. Did the Ark sniff us out already? He barked at Hootie. Don't come back till you've flatlined the killer. The guy bailed, totally set on hunting down the perp no matter what. Back at the hotel, Asher was grinding magic XP when a voice piped up. Kept training, but the voice sneered. Sleep fast, kid, it's gonna be your permanent nap. Hootie under the bed got super sketched out by the sudden silence. Saw her spell spawning and panicked. Wait, he knows I'm here. Asher swung his staff hard, making the creeper jump back like a scared cat. Next SCS, the enemy floated up, decked out in a fiery glow-up. Assassin saw the boom in that tiny room and thought, yikes. Figured Asher was tier 3 and decided, nope, I'm out for now. To ditch the scene, he screamed terrorist attack, to freak everyone out. Asher yelled at the mob, run for it. Snitch to the guards. Like right now? In the panic, he wondered, how'd that sneak get past my radar? Realized the bad guy slipped up by trying to speedrun it. By going zero presence, he actually stood out more. Like a glitch. Like a dead pixel on a white screen. He got hit. Running for his life, he wondered, how'd he spot me? Who did the Ark send? Shocked, the kid didn't blink, but Asher just prepped a magic arrow. Chill his eyes, the guy juked the shots, parkering through an alleyway, diving into rubble. He tried to tank the magical spam incoming. Floating up top, Asher grinned, ducking inside just to dodge me. Weak. He hopped down to keep the tag game going. Inside, total dump. Squatters everywhere. Some dude raged about the noise. Asher just goes, where'd the ninja vanish? Guy smirked. In a rush, kid. Then he dropped the bomb. Info costs, cash. Asher Cicero. Eggs is here. Knew, the creeper was near. Whoosh dagger grazed his face. Batty used Mr. Smirk as a human shield. Rude. Peeking from behind the corpse, the killer watched for a flinch. Asher glared. Wow, total coward. Boom. He blasted a shockwave, pinning the dude to the wall. Dazed, the killer hatched a quick plan. Bait Asher's shield, then poof smoke bomb exit. Weapon out, he lunged for the kill. Surprise, Asher didn't shield up. Instead, he saw an earth bomb brewing. Mana buzzed at the staff tip attack mode. Not defense, click. This kid knew martial arts too. Whack, he stumbled back, then floated up. Stuck. Desperate times? Smoke bomb time. Kaboom room went pitch black with smog. Asher whipped up a tornado. Smoke gone. Just a blood trail left. Fishy, did he actually bail? Suddenly, a voice barked. Freeze! Guards everywhere. You're busted for arson and chaos. Martise was snoozing, but the report was being typed up. Mayor Dacre asked, did Asher really do this terror stuff? Cop chimed in fast. Nah, Asher, .. was the target. Assassins jumped him, hence the mess. Guild boss, Oscar added, case. Links to another mess. That's why I'm on it. So, the mayor looked worried for the new kid. How bad's the damage? Cop says, just the top floor. One crook dead, assassin. Also, mentioned, a girl saw mutant goblins and thugs in a cave, but Oscar was like, when we, .. Check the spot. 0 bodies, 0 goblins. Total ghost town. Nothing there. Mayor frowned. Someone's hunting adventurers. Trouble incoming. The guildmaster agreed. Tried to get the kid a bodyguard, but hit a snag. He said a nasty rumor spread, so now nobody's soldiers or heroes wants to guard him. The mayor panicked and ran to his knights to spill the tea. The next morning, over at City Hall, Asher chilled with his flashy new staff. Just as he was about to bounce, a loud voice crashed the party. Enter Jason, the hotshot vice-captain of the Martis Knights, claiming he was now Asher's babysitter. Any questions? He asked. The mage just gave him a blank stare. Asher knew he was in the clear, but wow, this guard was a total noob. So he figured, can I bail? But Jason was like, only if I'm glued to you. Asher sighed, fine, and dragged the confused knight out the door. They trekked until sunset, Boren, totally gassed. Jason wind. Where are we even going? While Jason moaned about the cardio, Asher smirked. We're here. A massive building loomed ahead. And Asher pointed. This is the spot. Jason frowned. We walked all day for this dump. Asher didn't reply, he just nuked the place with a fireball. As the knight gaped, Asher shrugged. Hunting someone. Looking for that jerk who tried to unalive me yesterday. Jason blinked here. Asher nodded. Yup, 100%. I tagged the guy with a tracker when we threw hands. It's like a magical GPS. Links his mana flow straight to mine. Dude hasn't even noticed he's bugged yet. While Jason fanboyed over the spell, he spotted something weird. The boom had blown open a secret tunnel entrance. Asher checked his vibes. Yep, bad guy went down there. You know this place? Jason shook his head. That shouldn't exist. Jason freaked. A secret tunnel. That's a massive L for the city. Huge security fail from our sword drawn. The vice-cap yelled. We gotta seal this. Now, but Asher cut in. Nah, Jason the killer comes first. Jason wanted to call the squad. But Asher was like, no time, we'll lose him. Then he just yeeted himself into the dark hole. Jason glared at the darkness. Totally over this kid. He jumped in too, grumbling. Mages are the worst. Meanwhile, the assassin crept through the creepy tunnel. He kicked himself for loitering too long. Healing took time, and now the professor might just end him. Running wasn't an option. Gluttony would find him. Out of moves, he stepped inside, hoping the professor would have some chill. Guy greeted him with snark, roasting his famous face and then chewed him out for causing a scene that alerted the whole town. He demanded the quick and dirty version of the mess. The hitman said he set up a trap but got busted and hit by a massive spell. Claimed he smoked out, but the mage chased him like a stalker. Said he only escaped cause knights showed up, but professor wasn't buying it. Suddenly, the boss clicked on what really went down. Panicking, he told the assassin to strip and torch the armor. Stat, moment it hit the fire, a tracking circle lit up on the metal. Batty realized he got tagged with a spell freaking out. The professor screamed, they were found. No time to lose, he grabbed the specimen and ordered a total cleanup. Just then, a huge fireball blasted the tunnel entrance. In the flames, the runner felt the trace vanish and finally got it. Seconds later, the heroes walked in. Enemy sneered, sucks to be you. Staff ready. Jason nearby, young mage said. Game over. Repeating that, it was way too late. The squad squared off in a tense stance. Young mage eyed them up, reading the room. Based on the stance, he clocked the assassin and figured the guy in back was the professor. Instantly linked shady guy to gross monsters and creepy labs. Prof asked if he was the crazy mage, dissing who the arc sent. Hearing the word arc, the kid decided. Smash first, ask questions later. He checked an earth spear, but Ninja Boy blocked for his boss. Prof yelled at him for ruining it. Mignon just apologized. Out of options, the dude told his lackey to handle it while he bailed. Mage went, nope, and shot a magic arrow to stop him. Assassin jumped in fast and tanked the hit. Weapon out. He said his job was just to buy time. Weak spells failed, but big ones might kill the info source. The mage paused. Right then, Jason rushed in, blocking the bad guy's sword. With the foe busy, Knight yelled, promising to catch up. Mage zoomed past, glowing with energy. Surprising Jason, he blitzed the tunnel, leaving just a magic blur. End of the line. He stopped to look for the professor. Suddenly, a nasty smell hit his nose. Smelled like rotting body. Saw the guy waiting down the path. Prof said, hey, shocked he was fast but eager to flex his work. He swiped a hand, showing off creepy things in cages. Rate my setup? Ash knew they were lab rats. You made him. The professor goes, total flops, bad vibes, didn't fit the vision. Grabbed a remote, they'll wreck you though. Click. Unleash the whole zoo on him. Mob closing in. Ash prepped a big boom. 0, chill. Mixed a hydro thunder combo. Zap. Giant electric wave. Fried the whole room. Prof was totally shook by the power. The blast yeeted him across the floor. Dizzy on the ground, he screamed, psycho! realized the level 3 intel was trash. That much juice meant level 4 minimum. Still planking on the tiles. Dude wind that his life's work would be toast if he died. Panic mode. Crawled to a big red button. Smack. Boom. A tube pops up with a person inside. Wakey wakey. Masterpiece. The thing stirred. Ash teleported behind him. Going somewhere? Prof yelled. How did you ... beat my pets? Ash hit him with facts. Deadpan face. I toasted everything. Guy knew this kid wasn't normal. Confirmed. Seeing Ash in his glasses reflection. He swore Ash was a level 4 beast. Pointed at the tube. See that over there? Grinning, my magnum opus. My kid hit the switch. Meat gluttony. Total hunger. Swore she was humanity's big Ash rushed him instantly. Shut up. But whoops. Half a second too slow. Button was already mashed. Monster popped out, evolved and starving. As it stood up, Ash got the creepy plan. Floor guy cheered, saying, your mana is her lunch now. Beast grinned, staring him down like a snack. Toothface goes hungry. Ash jumped, talking. Before he blinked, it yelled hungry, and flared up, stared at him. You look yummy, I'm eating you. Ash saw it buffed itself with pro-level skills. He watched the freak pounce. It went beast mode with cheap shots, putting him on the back foot, blocking. He was like, cool science, bro, but game over. Screaming loudly, the thing face planted into his magic barrier super hard. So he bonked it right on the nose with his stick. Instant karma. Dude got yeeted back, smashing the floor like a dropped melon. Looming over, the wrecked baddie. The wizard made it clear. You ain't on my level, scrub. Surviving 7 years as a lab rat meant bottling up crazy rage. So, post-torture, he channeled that salt into his homework. Now, the beast was floored. The more hype the fight, the colder his glare got. Total focus kicked in. Brain over brawn. He dubbed this masterpiece a total joke. Stats. The auto-heal skill was barely decent too, but man, it was bendy and fast. Glitchy fast. Still, that was it. He attacked. It jumped. Predictable. Boom. Earth spike from below. Skewered it, mid-air. He grinned. That first hit, just bait. Naxi queued up a barrage of magic arrows. The thing had 0 IQ against fakes. Just rushed in. A bone spike wrecked its shoulder, proving it was just a dumb beast in a skin suit. Pinned like a bug, the mage scoffed. Masterpiece, lame. Prof was shook. His ultimate weapon folded instantly. He remembered. It steals stats from whatever it eats. That's how it grinds. Reaching peak, the ultimate build. But this ideal just got absolutely stomped. Desperate, he thought about feeding it his own arm to buff it. Plan B. Off. The wizard, then bail. Suddenly, stick in face. Where's the data, old man? He swore. He D-wreck his baby. Right now, if he didn't cough it up. Cornered. The professor caved. Maybe this was his exit ticket. He handed over the diary. This proves my genius. Kid yoinked it and speed read the pages. Then he tossed it. Garbage. Don't need this. The dude blinked. Bruh, what are you doing? He admitted the science was legit, yet Prof didn't get why he'd trash it. The kid just shrugged. Not my vibe. While the professor cried, the mage skimmed the Terrorism 101 page. Thought about grilling him on Arc, but no, too much effort. Heard Jason stomping up, so the mage knew he had to end this fast to skip the drama. Said peace out while the professor begged for a redo. No hesitation. Cast Ignite. Boom. Guys toast. Knight runs up a sec later. Yo Asher, you good? Next to the bonfire. Ash nods. I'm chill. Where's the ninja? Jason bragged. I hit him hard. Dude's definitely wrecked. Skimming a paper, Mage knew the vague answer meant the guy ran. Then it clicked this paper. It was totally a map. Knight asked about the fire, but Asher just saw the map zone was super close to Mark. His eyes locked on a red mark showing a specific spot. Wham. Huge headache hit him. He doubled over in pain. Mana tank empty. He decided to dip for now. Days after the professor got roasted, Mart's got its chill back. Mayor saw the evil scheme and totally flipped out. In a rage, putting the knights on red alert, ASAP, squad buffed, defenses and swore to seal the tunnel. Not his drama anymore. Now, just mana boosting shots. Hacking his limits with meds. He speed run years of growth in weeks. Post up, he took a deep breath. Alright, time to level up. Finally, unlocked rank 3, elemental magic. Sweet. Darkroom throne guy asks. So, is the professor dead? Sippin' wine? Dude goes. One less headache. Nah, herein the mage was the one. Responsible, he decided to pay a personal visit. Sun was blazing at the knight's training yard. Young mage was grinding XP hard with his new staff. Then he remembered the map spot. Some creepy old lab. Secret door, under a tree. Needed a gadget to open it. Inside, totally empty. Cool stuff. Live in there, just rats and gross bugs. But they found a fang badge on some super tough leather. searched everywhere, but zero dirt on art or gluttony. Still, the spellslinger was stoked about snagging the rare loot and stopping the town apocalypse. Night runs up. Yo, Mayor wants a word with you. At City Hall, the boss was like, huge thanks, man. He explained that 'cause they found the secret plan. They busted the leftover creeps hiding in town. Then he asked Asher to keep his epic win a secret. Ash agreed, didn't want folks panicking. He thought about grinding rep for that sweet cash. Being the town hero, he expected that too. Snagging epic loot like he did back in Peggy's Hood. Chat over. The mayor's like, come with me. Spilling the tea on the hush-hush vibe. Dragged him to a literal treasure cave where rare city swag and confiscated crook goodies were walking in. Total magic, loot heaven. Dude was checking it all out. For the big win, the mayor said pick anything, calling it the real paycheck for saving their butts. First up, a sick mithril sword made for easy mana channeling. Besides that, the room was absolutely packed. With OP weapons and magic gear, mayor's like, choose wisely, kid. Fame is whatever, but looting a private stash, that's a unicorn moment. So he asked if he could just inspect the goods. Mayor nodded, digging the careful vibe. Check the sprout staff first. Mess stats. Total weak sauce. Then, a magic cloak. Also way worse than his current drip. Recovery ring was cool, but not ditch my old gear cool? While browsing, a weird shine in a case totally grabbed him. Walked over and snagged this random ring with a green gem. But the thing had zero stats. Looked like total junk. Honestly. Mayor told him to chill. Don't panic, but Mage took his sweet time until it got dark outside. Finally, the mayor poked him to pick something, noting he was being super picky. Finally, dude grabbed a necklace with an auto mana shield. Doesn't that guzzle mana? Mayor asked. Asher's like, I got this. Still, the boss man decided one measly item wasn't enough, so he tossed in that weird ring too. Shook. The kid listened as the mayor dubbed him the town hero and forced the bonus loot on him. Asked about plans, Mage said he's sticking around to fix some stuff. Mayor promised. Backup. Cut 2. Creepy dark mine in inside, a miner's smashing rocks until he hits something sketchy. Digs up a human skull and literally screams his head off. Buddy asks why he's freaking out. But he swears a pickaxe hit should have smashed that bone to dust. Unimpressed, his pal just punts the skull away. Problem solved. Tells him to grab his gear and grind so they can bail. Suddenly, the first guy points behind him. Panic mode engaged. There's nothing there, bro. Meanwhile, a glowing evil skull floats up. The skull instantly morphed into a skeleton dripping with dark vibes. Dude yelled run as skellies started jumping everyone. Total chaos. Miners got swarmed and wrecked by the monsters. Soon, word got out about zombies crashing Virans. Since these creeps wouldn't die, Viren hit the panic button. Survivor rumors went viral, freaking out the whole zone. Viren's sad backstory became the hot gossip, everyone whispered. By March, a runner finally dropped the deets on the mess. The Verdant squad eventually caught wind of the drama too. Meanwhile, Mr. Mage started tutoring Iris on enchantments. It took a whole month of grinding to finish the lessons. So, one chill month flew by since beating that professor. Bro learned magic with Iris and sparred an orc daily. Buffed like a warrior. He jumped high and smacked the foe with his spear. Then he dashed, boosting stats like speed and power. He dodged a hit, showing off his sick new combat skills. Iris gassed a wizard, beat an orc unarmed in 13 seconds. While he panted, she just stared, totally speechless. He said thanks, but she was like, nah, you're a genius anyway. He admitted that, since his books got torched, he needed her help big time. Walking back, the girl kept eyeing him suspiciously. He was like, I'm fine, startling her into a stammering mess. He told her to zip it and just walked off. Cold. In town, the mage claimed it was all just a weird mix. Then someone hollered, yo, Lord Asher. Oscar the Marty's guild boss popped up needing a favor. Our guy recalled Oscar, the Mart's boss who handled that fake accusation drama, so he guessed it was about the zombie swarm in Viren mines. Since folks were scared of curses and weird germs, nobody wanted to take the job. Oscar picked him because he stopped that terror plot before. Usually he'd pass, but he was broke and wanted clout. While prepping, other adventurers gossiped about how weird a punching wizard actually was. Iris asked about the gossip, but he played dumb. He asked if zombies scared her, since her crew was coming. She bragged that academy grads don't fear dumb rumors. She said it'd be a chill chance to support from the back, not fight up front. He looked grim, hoping it would actually be that easy. Like she said, next day, the crew rolled out, cruising through the woods. In the cart, mages saw him flying, non-stop, staying away. A magic girl turned to Iris and asked if she and that guy were a thing, 'cause they seemed close. Blushing hard, she stuttered that they were just classmates. She explained he saved her squad once, so they bonded. Gliding way up high, Dude peeped drama on the horizon. Schoolmates. Iris cringed. Nah, he's basically my teacher. Boom. He pops up at the door and yells, "Zombie mob chasing the Viren peeps! I got this." And yedded himself out fast. Sees the Bone Boys. Sweet. Perfect test run. Whips out a wire to flex his magic grind. That book was rare loot. He swiped to boost his stats. Illegal, elemental stuff he hacked with a circle. To check the sync, he cued a terrain spell. Hitting Sin, he blasted huge energy to check the deep. Car squad shook as zombies got airborne. Bro clenched his fist, gripping the power. Bam! Rock hand squished a boneheads flat. For the finisher, dual casting fire nuke. With the ult, dropped a bomb that toasted the whole map. The fire roasted every skeleton. Mages were shook. Does he have infinite mana? He landed in the wreck like a boss. Buff body plus magic book equals op spell. Saw the destruction. Yeah, the grind paid off. Iris peeped it from afar. His skill was way past level 4 God tier. Yikes! A bone hand grabbed her shoulder. Big skeleton pinned her. She screamed. Buff dude spawns in and one-shots them off. Iris and Locke just stared. Wait, what? Guy flashes a 2 necklace. What's the T? Meanwhile, another dude was hunting. Shiny axe bro turns around. Why so quiet? Kept asking about his target. Oh snap, it's Galork the Butcher. Mage goes, the zombies, they're toast. Cap, he says. How'd they all get wiped? Remembered the horde. 0 deaths. Sus. Eyes locked on the young. Dude, you solo this raid? Galork stepped up. You do this? Eyes glowing, he snarked. So what if I did? Guy was salty. I was hired. You stole my kills. Total You're messing with my grind. Aura's lit. Gal growled he'd make him pay big time. Midair chillin'. The guy asked what the fee was. Gal peeped that he backed off, prepping a mage stance. Clueless. The kid eyed him hard. Ready to throw down? Big guy grinned, eyes shiny. Gonna be a blast. Some guy told Iris fighting Butcher was pure crazy, said Galzop. Totally wrecked a night while raging. Shook the mage asked, why the guild let that drama slide. Guy said nah, they need his brute strength too much. Go said rules, don't touch platinum ranks like him. Narian begged, M2. Quit yapping and stop the beef. The mage stepped up, told Gal to chill, said the squad was just on a job. Butcher though, said they could just end blame zombies and flex his huge power. So go face the kid, noting his cocky vibe. Powered up to humble him, crushing him with magic. Even squashed like that. Kid saw it was just lame, 3rd tier magic. Realized it was just sloppy raw mana, dumping on all. Eyes glowing, he prepped to clap back at the force. SAC later. He smashed through the magic. Press Rizzoli and code go with 1 hit. Brute gaped, seeing the mage wasn't a total scrub. Saw the kid was buff and asked for his handle. Eyes still lit. He just dropped. I'm Asher. Smiling, Gal pieced out. See ya? The beef with Butcher's crew ended super fast. Saving survivors made Mart's team late to After fighting the pro, Kid knew he was on their hate list. Next day, Lord Farn thanked the squad for coming. Then he announced troops were rushing the mines. Goal, wipe out the zombie horde with Moon Order help. With Gal's crew there, he hoped nobody would croak. Mart's team set. He yelled for everyone to roll. Pre-fight Butcher slid up asking if he was sweating. Pal said don't engage. But, he's like only if provoked, just focus up. Signal hit, zombies rushed, and boom fight started huge. Boss yelled headshots only to make M stay dead. He also warned that the Bodhi's heal, if you miss, calling for sniper backup. A huge blood blob popped up. Cleric yelled, run or get squished. The priest doubled down, screaming that basic gear was total trash against this thing. Big guy didn't care. He vaulted the troops, solo rushing the beast. He squared up, knowing it was a blood golem. Nice warm-up. He grinned, throwing straight hands. Bam, fire punch. But the blob just jiggled. 0 damage taken. So he just ripped its gross head clean off. Some noble was like, strong flex. But why though? Smirking, the tank grabbed the blob one-handed. Then he absolutely yeeted it across the map. It splattered right next to the mage kid. He glared. Super rude. Dude. Big guy teased. Was yesterday's power fake news? As the blob wiggled underfoot, the brute noticed something up. Suddenly, the kid quaked the earth hard. Then he whipped up a spicy fireball. Boom. Massive fire vibes everywhere. Iris freaked. 2 ults in a row. Why? In the fire. The brute, kids got rage. Grinnin', he said. I dig that vibe. Let's see who's stronger. Kid just wished the guy blew up too. So, Gal proposed a kill count contest and dove in. Thanks to that, the squad hit Viren, mines barely scratched. Tight squeeze, so only the elites went inside. Inside, Brute gave props. Kid, don't act cool with me. Go watched. Confused why the Butcher liked the kid. He remembered when the kid's mana code him. Go east to flex his own mana. fine, but those glowing eyes haunted him. He got crushed by that mana instantly. He figured the kid was sus and hiding power. At the deep tunnel, a boss said the extras stay out. The main crew grouped up with good luck vibes. Up front, the kid saw Mirren take point. She sniper shot a zombie. Total pro move. Seeing them work, he got the teamwork hype. Despite the squad, the boys stayed alert. Subney caught some major dark vibes leaking out. Creeping up from the deep dark, snagging his focus. Hit a dead end. So a night dude yelled, "Freeze!" While he scoped it out, a cleric preached, "Chill, we're blessed." Picking up on the weird vibes, Iris slid over, asking the guy if he was totally freaking out or what. Brood popped up, sniffing. "You smell that rotting stench too?" "Can't spot it," he admitted, "but a boss zombie is near." Kid agreed, the big guy was right. "Mage, stick behind me." "What's coming?" Iris gasped. He just shrugged. No clue. Out of nowhere, a glow popped up down. The next hall, troops yelled, "Don't rush in like idiots." Magic user walked up, asking Rox, "What's the drama?" "We've spotted a glow down that tube." The knight explained, "That shine at the dead end just got way brighter." Shocked him, cause there shouldn't be a door there. It was actually sunlight leaking through a crack in the roof. Reaching the end, the troops gaped at the secret room. The whole squad hurried ahead to snoop around the cave they just found. Middle of the room, a bony dude on a bone pile. Grave vibes. Soldiers spotted the Estriel logo on the skeleton's ribs. Asher clicked his secret past, and this land being Revanti turf. Since Revante had totally ditched the Estria kingdom, finding old loot here was super weird. Goat got suspicious. Unless this place is a total fake? Trying not to look like a loser, he decided to scout, since snooping was his thing. But the butcher kept it simple, claiming they just had to smash the thing to fix it. Goon stepped up to fight the zombie, shocking the fighter. "Don't bug the big guy," he said. "I'll handle this solo." The wizard bossed the clerics to start the holy cleanse. Right then, Asher realized holy magic would nerf the thing since it's a death knight. Holy glow hit the bones, but the guy didn't move a muscle. Boom, rocks rained down, stopping the magic and scaring him. A second later, the monster's eye sockets lit up red. It was totally awake now. Asher felt the vibe shift instantly. Zoom, the bones rushed forward, kicking up a dust storm. Bony Claws swiped fast at Go, who was chilling on the floor. Mage gasped, but Brute tossed Go aside and tanked the hit. The Bone Knight twitched again, and the Butcher knew this wasn't some basic zombie. "Wait," a cleric yelled. "Not a Death Knight, it's a Wailing Knight." The priest warned that despite its low stats, the creature's passive skill was the real issue. Turns out, this Screaming Knight is basically a zombie magnet that controls the horde. Geared up, our warrior grinned. "All right, fam, we know the drill now." Asher's staff lit up like a glow stick as he announced the squad had one job: delete the Screaming Knight from existence. First, though, he decided to terraform the map, so the enemy numbers didn't matter. Iris looked totally lost until the floor started twerking under them. Shaken got worse, and she shrieked, "Yep, what are you even doing?" Big guy laughed. "You trying to hog all the XP for yourself?" "Bruh." Asher rolled his eyes. "Use your brain cells for a second. Guys, trust me, there's a buffet of bad guys waiting downstairs for you." Hearing there was plenty to smash, the meathead got hyped for the brawl. The squad jumped the shadow wizards, while Asher called dibs on the main boss. Right then, the tank and healers squared up against some newly spawned men. Off in his own lane, Asher casually walked up to his rival. Finally, he was nose to nose with the Screaming Knight. The knight lifted its blade, ready to throw hands. Things zoomed in fast, but our mage was already prepping a nasty counter. He spammed a bunch of fire arrows straight at the bony dude. Classic gamer move. Zombies hate fire damage. Easy crit, right? But even while roasting like a marshmallow, the enemy didn't drop. "Okay, time to try." He dual casted to charge up a way bigger spell. A tsunami of scorching heat missiles flew at the target, but the beast palmed the attack with one hand. Total jaw drop moment. Taking the chance, the kid whipped up a fire spear for a head. It skewered the knight's chest and blew up on impact. Massive hole in its chest. Yet the skelly acted like nothing happened. Suddenly, the enemy clapped back, yeeting its sword at him. Sorcerer realized a sloppy block would wreck his mana shield instantly. The overhead smash left him totally wide open for a combo. Panic mode. He mixed a wave spell with Winter Burst. Dual casting. Again, he blasted Glacia Breath and turned the knight into a popsicle. Right after freezing him, he figured if burning failed, he'd just smash it to bits physically. Charging mana, he queued up a triple cast of Earth Spears. The attack bonked the enemy right on the noggin. Suddenly, the thing glowed weirdly, mumbling about needing to go back. Mage gasped as the knight sidestepped his attack like a pro. Next second, he saw the creature's skin had totally transformed. Then, he felt his mana tank hitting zero. Worst timing ever. As the foe retreated, He knew he was cooked if this kept up. Last second, the warrior swooped in and decked the creature hard. Covered in gore, the fighter yelled, "Nobody steals my dinner." Nearby, a lich's head rolled like a soccer ball. Game over. Soldier guy stomped that skull flat. Boss said Narian, carried him versus 3 likes. Go get salty bout credit. Dude said, my bad. As the brawl wrapped, Iris looked up, hoping the crew was okay. M&A told her to chill and find an exit. Saw, the roof hole, trapped if mage fails, toast. Out of nowhere, the ground shook like crazy, spooking everyone. Earth just crumbled under them. Up top, warrior rushed the loud knight. Glowing fist ready, he spammed hits on the beast. Knight tanked it, grabbed his mug with a bony hand. Then the thing snagged its sword back. Meanwhile, bright light dropped from above. Boom, flash, hit the beast, dead on. Axe guy yeeted it with a kick. Pit crew saw their pals brawling up top. Big dude mocked the mage with a grin. Still moving. Mage said focus. Bro called the beast, tough but fun. The brain said B-bait. Partner was like bet. Sticking to the plan. Fighter leaped. Way up, right over the knight. Smashed down, making a huge crater. Kicked the skull into bits. SEC later. Thing just Skelly spawned mobs to grab the fighter. Mage nuked the area, dusting the Big guy saw a shot. Face grabbed the knight. Fast move. Slammed it into the floor. Voice yelled move, startling him. Mage dropped a fire nuke. Partner cursed him out. In the fire, Brute saw the sword coming. Blocked fast with knee and elbows. Looked up, enemy was rushing the mage. Wailing Knight was right there to grab him. Stuck, he just watched the monster close in. Necklace popped a shield to save him. Thing wrecked him, smashing him down. Remembered Mayor's tip on mana use. Luckily, felt 0 weird vibes. But mana was low, and his shoulder popped out. Still, bigger drama. Ahead, dark armor-covered knight, buffing it way up.